So I hear you have a history with the Red camera.
Red, I worked for Red, designing their image processor in the Epic camera between 2009 and I want to say 2012-ish.
And they called you why?
They just needed somebody who could sort out some issues before going to production.
And you were just the guy? You were just
well,
like, oh yeah,
available.
I'm a wizard.
I was available. That's what I do. I design computer chips, kind of things like that.
Okay.
So, ASICs.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going from a programmable chip to an ASIC chip in their Epic cameras to handle the 5K resolution. And they needed ASIC guys. And so I just happened to be in the area and available.
And you were like, come and fix this.
They happened to be around the corner from where I was living.
Oh, really?
So it was really weird. Like a recruiter called me, and the recruiter's never supposed to say who they're representing.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a realtor who you can end up cutting out of the deal.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
So the recruiter called, and they're kind of like, are you familiar with Red Languages? So they mixed up the name of the company with what they were supposed to be asking me, am I experienced with?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Because it was nonsense. To me,
Right.
it was just nonsense.
Yeah.
So I just kind of pieced it together, and I was like, wait, is this Red digital camera? And she was kind of like, I think maybe. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not interested. And I hung up.
Really?
And then I just called them. And I said, I hear you're looking for people. And they're like, who'd you hear that from? And so then I talked to an HR person, and they're like, well, can you just come over and talk to us?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I was like literally around the corner.
That's crazy.
Just ran over there and like started working the next day.
They're like, we need you right now.
Well, they told me some problems that they were having with the organization. And I said, oh, we just need to do this and this. And we sorted it out.
So you were a wizard.
No, I just know how to do one thing.
Yeah. And that was the thing they needed.
And that was the thing they needed.
So you fixed it so they could come to market.
It was a cool company to work for, though.
Yeah.
Because this was before 5K and 4K shooting was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the digital cameras that Red was putting out was really cutting edge and, like, to us, really expensive. But to the people doing the movies, was dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Like, super dirt cheap. And, like, there was nothing for them to spend $45,000 on a camera.
Yeah.
And they were mounting them on like cars and Batman and just crashing the car.
That's crazy.
Oh, well. But apparently before that, they would rent like Panavision cameras and it would cost like that much just to rent a camera for a week or something.
Wow.
So they were just like buying these, like Peter Jackson was buying like 30 or 40 of them and putting them in every little
no way
mound on the ground and around the Shire of the Hobbit movie and stuff like
funny.
that. So he could have all these different angles.
Yeah.
But
well, I suppose if you're used to getting one camera or
and
two
you have a
cameras
budget,
for a
like,
shoot, yeah.
For like the Hobbit probably had a crazy budget.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll take 15.
Yeah. I'll just have all of them. How many do you have? I'll take them.
I'll just take them. And so that's kind of what. So I worked there, and then an old company lured me back from there. But we were kind of done at the time.
Yeah.
Like
there wasn't much not much you were working on.
Yeah, with the chip kind of job thing, you have these, like, you're really busy. Like right now at my day job, I'm really busy. Like crazy. I was working this morning. Mm-hmm. And it's Saturday.
Saturday morning.
So, but then you're finished, and then they don't really need anything from you for a little while.
You're on like projects as opposed to just a salaried.
And with this camera company, I mean, they're going to use that camera for a long time.
So you get royalties?
No.
That'd be nice.
I was lucky to get what I got.
Right. Okay, so there was a time code issue at Red.
There was a little box that captured time code from different things, and it was all messed up. And they called me in. I had to drive into LA to work on that, I remember.
Was it just one particular camera or all the cameras that were
No,
having an issue?
they link it up, right, Johnny? They they take it from the thingy that you clap at the beginning,
The slate,
and the slate, and then they have the audio box, your Zoom box, and then you have your camera, and it's all linked up through time code.
Okay,
and theirs was all jacked up. It wasn't working right, so I just
so
went
just
and
a
fixed
one
it.
camera or 2 cameras or whatever, just on that shoot.
No.
For all the cameras.
For everything.
Oh,
The
geez.
product wasn't a product yet, so they still had a little bit of time. I mean,
see.
not much time. They were like
Not much time.
Well,
That's
no,
why they called
because-
you right away.
Well, because they do like a whole series of them to give to their tier 1 customers.
Yeah.
Their big wigs.
Yeah.
And so they're
Here,
like,
try this
they're on
out.
set using it, going, dude, this doesn't nothing syncs up.
Oh no.
So I made a little
So
thing for them.
were you working then on the set fixing it, or you took
No,
it home?
I was in.
Or took it to
They
us.
bought Renmar Studios in LA, and a whole soundstage they converted into like test benches that they were testing different components on, and they like assembly lining.
Yeah.
The testing of it,
Interesting.
and I was in there helping out. I'd have to go in there a couple times a week. It was fun though.
Yeah.
Well, I'd never been on a soundstage before, or a movie set.
But
You
how long,
had star eyes.
Yeah.
how long were they working on that until they...
Oh yeah, they had
How
the
long-
wrong. Yeah,
They had the wrong person on it.
yeah.
How long
unfortunately.
was somebody working on it before you
I
stepped
think
in?
they were working on it for half a year or something.
6 months?
Yeah.
And then,
but
okay, how long did it take you to fix it?
we turned it around, or I turned it around in a couple of days. But you know,
A couple
No,
days?
but it was like just had to be coded.
So clear, they had the whole wrong team
They
then.
had the wrong. Yeah.
Everybody was wrong.
It happens.
Yeah. You hire
People
somebody
screw
and then
up.
they're just not the right one.
Well, people screw up. That's all I can say. I mean, I don't want to.
A couple days
I
and
can't-
somebody was working on it for 6 months.
I don't know if I'm like breaking NDAs or something right now. Like I could be. I don't know.
Well, now you know, folks.
Yeah,
now you know.
I don't know. Just like Company X. It was Company X that,
So how did you go to...
that I worked for.
How did you go from chip genius to...
No, I'm not a genius.
No.
No.
How did you go
cut
from-
That. Can you edit that out?
A chip wizard. You're a chip check.
No, I'm just
Chuck the Chip Wizard. This is my new nickname for you. Chuck the Chip Wizard. Okay, but you're building chips and now you have a whole audio company.
Right, because I was also aspiring to be a rock and roll star.
Okay, but rock and roll star is something different than
But
having
the-
your whole audio company.
Well, no, because I built a microphone for my own recording.
Okay, so you built one microphone for yourself, and then what happened?
It was at a studio in LA, and people started rolling through because it's a really popular studio.
Yeah.
and Art acts were coming through, and I would start getting phone calls. Can you make me one? And I was, no, I don't make stuff for people. That's just for me.
Well, yeah, I think Johnny asked you one time for
Yeah.
something that
And
he
I
really
don't-
wanted you to make for
But I
him. and
don't.
He didn't want to make
I don't want to make. Well, there's like a whole business to it. I had a job.
Yeah.
And then finally somebody rolled through the studio and said, well, if you don't make me one, I'm taking this one with me. And not a damn person here is going to stop me. And I was like,
Seriously,
and
you
so
got
the
that phone
producer
call?
called me from the studio and says he's going to take it.
Oh my gosh.
And
So threatened theft is how you got into the business.
I said, okay, well, tell him I'll make him one. And
And then did you even have any like?
I just
Did
made
you-
another one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
And-
you weren't just saying that so that he wouldn't steal yours.
No, well, yeah, no. I told her, okay, I'll make him one. And then it just became like, well, how much do you want for it? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want to pay for it? Kind of thing. That was the conversation back and forth.
Yeah.
And he's like in the other side of the room shouting. So I'm like, he's talking through the producer who's
Of
on the phone
course,
with me.
Of course.
And then when the deal was made, the studio owner says, well, if you're making him one, make me two.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then the studio owner's brother wanted two because whatever his brother had, he had to have.
So you made one and then they wanted 5.
Right.
Wow.
I think I actually had 6.
Okay, 6 orders in that one transaction.
Yeah. There was a 6th one, and I really don't know what happened to it.
Okay, so you made those initial ones and then people just kept wanting to order and wanting to order, so you just kind of made a company?
Yeah, because, yeah.
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 Just sort of fell
basically.
into your lap.
The first mic.
Okay, so you made the first mic.
Yeah.
And why make a mic for yourself? I mean, there are plenty of mics. You could just go buy
at that
a million.
studio, nothing
Yeah.
sounded good on me.
Oh, okay. So you just went into the studio and you're like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm just going to
It
make my
wasn't
own.
me. It was the producer was like, you sound like garbage through that.
So
He was a friend of mine.
It was honesty then.
No,
That's
he was,
really was
but
the
he's also a friend of
impetus.
mine. He's a friend of mine, but he is actually like that with everybody. Like,
Okay.
he's like, no, dude, you sound like crap.
So then he was like, you should make your own microphone?
Right.
Oh, okay.
But there's a reason he said that. It's because I had all this gear behind you and on the other side of me.
Yeah.
That I made all of this stuff too. And I had made all
But why?
to record the record with.
But why?
Well, they didn't have any. We wanted these compressors and preamps and stuff, and the studio didn't have them. So I made a bunch of them.
Huh.
Because I could.
Yeah.
And
Because you just Chuck the Chip genius.
and it sounds like a chipmunk or something, doesn't it? Like some Alvin and the Chipmunk band member.
No.
So I had all this stuff made, and then
I mean, this is a lot of
and
stuff.
then he was like, "Well, you made all this stuff. Why don't you just make a microphone? Because all this stuff sounds like you sound like garbage on these mics." And they were good mics. Like we're talking about the Sony mic. What do they charge for the Sony mic now?
Sony 800G.
Yeah, what do they charge for that now? It did not sound good. I didn't sound good on the
It
Sony
never
mic.
sounded good.
No, it sounds good on some people.
Okay,
Rappers.
but wait, so here's the thing. When you made the mic, how did you know that was going to sound good on you?
Oh, I
You
didn't. I just It was a process.
Okay. So then you got it to a point where it sounded good though?
Yeah. I
On
made
you.
different versions.
Okay. How many versions?
I would say 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
5 or 6 full complete mics, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you just
yeah,
swapped a
yeah.
tube?
No. Full complete mics.
Gee whiz.
Because once you make something, you don't want to like tear it apart. If it's nice.
Yeah.
So
So did those become your other styles that you built out?
some were more or less one-offs.
Okay.
And there are some customers, I think, in the Northwest that have, there's 2 or 3 people I can think of that have them.
Just a singular
And then
one.
one gets shipped over to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many mics have you sold total at this point?
I don't know. I should know that, but I don't.
Well, are we talking like you've sold 5? Those
No.
initial 6?
No, hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's in the hundreds.
Wow.
Definitely.
And now you're going to NAMM and you have a full website and people are buying
Right.
stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
We've
And are
been-
you still hand making every one?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
With your day job.
Well, that's the night job.
Okay.
This is, America. You never stop working.
America.
That's the, yeah.
And so you don't like invite your family to come make them with you?
They won't. Actually,
won't?
well, I shouldn't say that. That's not fair. My wife did do the decals on the Regensburgs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did like 50. The Regensburg's white, and it. Why don't you go grab a Regensburg?
They're right there.
They're
See it.
right there, sticking in the thing there. See, look, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. See, they're white,
Thank you, Assistant John.
and
We appreciate
they have
your help.
They have the
Yeah,
thing, the shiny thing logo.
the logo.
And they're, what do you call that? Like from the cereal box. Remember when you rub things on? Remember that?
Pencil or
It's like a rub on or etched on or whatever. Anyway, it's that. It's like a foil and you rub it on with
Oh,
a
okay.
pencil and then you pull the backing thing up.
Mm-hmm.
She did 50 of these.
Wow.
I remember it took her like a couple months at the dining room table, and she just hated me.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm never doing it again.
She was like, I'm
I'm
not cut out for
never
this.
doing this again, because you had to really meticulously line them up.
It's a lot of detail work.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
No.
So you had her do it, and then she
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. And then
Yeah.
you're like, maybe we should just not make those mics anymore.
It's a good idea. Or change the design.
Change the design. Yes, 2.0, 3.0.
The Saint Jean Baptiste, we're going to change that design because I don't ever want to do those again.
Really?
Well,
Why?
it's this checkerboard
Oh, yeah, I remember.
one.
Yeah, I remember
the
those.
checkers.
Yeah.
So I came up with this process to do it with a friend with a CO2 laser. It's
Okay.
a friend of mine. And what we do is we chrome plate the body first.
Mm-hmm.
Then we powder coat over the chrome plating.
Okay.
Then we stick it in a rotating chassis inside the laser, inside the CO2 laser, and it rotates slowly and burns the checkers through the powder coating.
Oh, boy.
But you can't burn through chrome plating. So it goes down
Uh-huh.
to the chrome only on every other square and then leaves the powder coating.
I mean, that's intense.
And then I have to go in with a Q-tip and clean it up. Oh, and you have to make sure it's lined up on that rotating thing.
Otherwise, they come out.
Otherwise, they come out with like a line or a space or misaligned at the
no.
backside. And so, yeah, the two of us were up really late trying to get that thing lined up for like
Oh my
100 of
gosh.
those. And I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, you got to change the design on that one.
But
Maybe just like one of those decals or
again,
something.
that was my wife's idea. You should do a checkerboard one.
Oh. She just likes to make you work. Maybe that's the thing. She
it's
just
like-
keeps you busy.
You should do a checkerboard thing. And then the laser guy, Sargon, he was like, oh, yeah, we could do that. Let's try it. He just wanted to try it.
Right.
But
And
then realized how difficult it was.
Right.
He was
Trying is different than actually making 100 of them or whatever.
like, yeah. It was tedious.
So how many different mics do you have?
We're really just down to 3. We're the
The
FET,
3 main.
the FET 47-ish one. That's the St. John Baptist,
Mm-hmm.
the checkerboard one. And the Regensburg that we just had. And that was the first mic.
Oh, that was the one.
That was
That's
the
the one that sounds good on you.
It is. Yeah. And then the upper echelon of mics that we produce is the Notre Dame.
Uh-huh.
But if it was me, I would use that one because
That's the one that sounds good.
that's the one that sounds good on me.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
then,
a really
but
good
you have
singer.
other products now besides just,
Right.
you've got a preamp
We have a preamp, which is glowing behind me. It's all shiny.
and the,
And that's just kind of like a old tube preamp. Like an old, like Abbey Road studio type
I mean,
preamp.
you say old, but
It's old.
It's an old design, but it looks
Right.
so cool.
And yeah, we wanted to make it look something like a showpiece.
Yeah.
I think because, I mean, rack gear is cool if you have racks and stuff like that, but home studios don't have racks of
Right.
gear like
Right.
I do, but not everybody even wants it. People just want a really good preamp and they have their laptop
Yeah.
and a little USB A to D converter. So, and a good microphone. So that's
So
kind
then
of
they
what
come
that was
to
for.
you for everything they need.
That was what that idea was for. It's like something like a nice thing that you would put on your desk
Yeah.
instead of a gray box that you screw into a rack behind you somewhere.
Right. Exactly. I mean, these are really pretty, but most racks are just, bleh.
Yeah, gray or something like that.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
is that, you have what else do you have?
The little Durham box,
The Durham box.
which is just a microphone booster. We're actually talking through them right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they work really
Oh, yeah,
good.
there they
with
are.
They work really good with the SM7s. In fact, I would say most of the people that buy them
It's for this.
is for this
Wow.
purpose. Originally, the idea was for what we say passive ribbon microphones. Old ribbon microphones without electronics in them
Uh-huh.
are really low volume, so you needed a little booster.
Booster.
And so that was the idea for that. But then people started using them for these
For these. Interesting.
kind of podcasting.
So
mics.
these have these kind of surpassed your as far as popularity? Are these the most popular? Or what do you think is your most popular product?
Oh, definitely little boxes.
Really?
Well, because they're really cheap.
Yeah.
And it makes your not so expensive microphone usable.
Fantastic.
Well, not fantastic, but
Usable.
usable. I mean, it makes this microphone pretty cool for rock vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Or-
You could just rock out on this?
Oh, I think most grunge records in the early 90s were done with this microphone.
Really?
Yeah.
But
I'm
not
pretty
with the
sure.
Durham because you didn't have those yet.
They cranked up the preamps and it was probably really noisy and a pain for the guy mixing the track.
Yeah.
So now you can get around that problem.
Crazy. So you've got the Durham, the preamp, the 3 kind of main mics.
Yeah. We used to have a ribbon microphone, but I don't think we're going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you sell many of them?
we sold
A fair amount.
maybe 100 of them total.
Mm-hmm.
And they were great sounding ribbons, but I don't know. I was making the ribbon myself
Yeah.
and winding the ribbon, and I had a hard time getting the consistency right.
Oh, yeah.
And I have this really tricked out thing that makes the ribbon go in this fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's this really thin piece of foil, and you got to fan fold it and then put it across inside the magnetic field across the magnets. And it has to be tensioned just right.
Yeah.
So it floats in there, or else it sounds too, I don't know, bassy and mushy, or too tight, just doesn't have any response to it.
So anybody that has one of those currently has a masterpiece.
has a limited edition.
A limited edition masterpiece.
Yeah. So I don't know. My consistency in getting those ribbons is really a hard job.
Is there any plans for any new products?
No.
Ideas for new products? I know there's ideas, but maybe not plans.
I don't know.
You just don't want to commit to making anything.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one of me,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to expand the business just yet.
Right now.
Not right now. I really just want to produce really good sounding classic microphones. And the little box that we're talking through, that was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because it was just the circuit that already existed in my ribbon microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, why don't we just
Put it in there.
take this out and
Yeah.
sell it on its own. So, yeah. As far as new stuff, we'll see. I mean, Adam in the city, who helps me out a lot,
Yeah.
like part of the company basically, he's always coming up with good ideas. So we'll see what comes of that.
Maybe when you have a lull for your projects at your main
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, life can get in the way.
Yeah.
And my own personal projects.
Mm-hmm.
I got right into building guitars.
Really?
Yeah, and but now I have too many. So
You have a lot of guitars.
yeah, so now I have every one of everything I've wanted. And
Did
time
you
to
build
find
did you
something.
build all of these?
no, not all of them,
Okay.
but
There's like
Most
at
of them.
least 15 or 20.
most of them, yeah, I think there's like 19.
Oh yeah.
But most of them I've gutted, and I even got into refinishing them, like painting and then the
'Cause
nitro.
why not?
Well, yeah. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. So time to find something new.
Yeah.
And I made that boombox that Johnny really likes.
Yeah, the boombox that you're giving to us.
No,
It's
no.
really-
How many have you made?
What, 5? Was it 5?
No, that's what I want you to make.
Oh,
I want you to make me
4. I made 4. The reason I made 4. Yeah, 4. The first one was like the beta one, and it doesn't look like the good ones.
Oh, I saw the beta, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mustard green color. It was
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah, yeah,
gold. Like paint didn't come out right.
It's
That's
mustard.
my first avenue in painting things. Then I wanted to improve it because a friend came over, saw that one,
Yeah.
and he's my age, and people my age are nostalgic towards boom boxes.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, you gotta make me one of those." And I was like, "Okay, I'll make you one, but I gotta tweak the design because there's like I have so many ideas now."
Yeah.
And so
Once you've made one.
So then I made him one, and I went to get it painted from the guy that paints my microphones, he's this hot rod car guy. He does
Yeah.
hot rods and low riders and stuff like that. He does all the Cathedral Pipes microphones.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, "Edgar, can you paint this for me?" He painted it, and he made
wants
it.
one.
Yeah,
now.
and
Yeah,
he made like
yeah.
he made like a grand piano white finish on it.
I love it. It's so
like-
pretty.
and like this pearlescent kind of grand piano finish on it. And he said, I won't charge you for this if you make me one.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what would you charge for something like this? Is a really nice paint job. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this would have cost you like $600 or something like that. I was
my
like,
gosh.
oh, wow, okay. I'll make you one then.
Sure. Yes, I will.
And so I said, well, if I make you one, I'm going to make me one too.
Yeah. One of the new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way I could get 2 paint jobs, or actually 3 paint jobs, his, mine, and the original one.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended
So
up
really,
before.
we just need to give him a $600 gift. That's
No,
what's going
no.
on.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. And besides, I don't. Yeah. Boom boxes were kind of flash in the pan, weren't they?
No, they're still cool. Everybody wants one.
Yeah, but the Walkman was invented, and soon, like,
No,
people
everybody
were like,
still listens to live music. Like, music is a thing. Like, you don't want to just turn on, like, Alexa, play blah, blah, blah. You want to be like, yeah, look at my cool speaker.
my boombox has Alexa.
Even better.
but
I don't know. I feel like you're sitting on a gold mine, Chuck.
no, it's just there's no money in it. I think there's a couple companies in LA that do it.
Not like that.
Yeah, there's one, I think.
No.
Because I saw an ad with Snoop Dogg or somebody like that. Yeah,
It's not the same.
maybe they're not in business. I don't
It's
know.
not the same.
3 micron or 6 micron.
What
3
about it?
micron or 6 micron?
Oh, the capsules. Are we gonna try them out?
Well, but why? Like, I mean, why 3, why 6, why?
3 is brighter because it's thinner. And there's a certain brightness to the top end. That's why we use. It's actually 2.5 that I use. But back in the day, we tested it. You, me, and Adam, and you were there.
But maybe.
No, you were the one singing.
I usually am the one in there singing.
No, I remember. And then we were like blind testing it, and Adam wouldn't tell us. Remember, we all had like notepads or something, and Adam wouldn't tell us what was what. And what we thought was 3, which is actually 2.5 micron, ended up having a lot more top end and sparkle to it. I remember. Traditionally, these microphones use 6. But this 2.5, in my opinion, with this design, sounds better. But we had to do a few tricks to the voltage to make it stable and last. So it could just be a design issue too. I mean, we don't use the tubes from the original U47 because those are not available.
Yeah.
And some of the other parts are just not available.
Yeah.
So when you change design, you sacrifice something or gain something.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's a matter of perspective, I guess.
Yeah. It's a mixed bag.
So, yeah. Are we going to try those?
Should we try the mics?
I thought we were.
Yeah, let's try 'em.
Well, Johnny wanted to try it just because he was more interested.
2.5 microns. After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying you're gonna feel blue, you're gonna feel sad. You'll miss the bestest pal, the boy you've ever had. We're testing out the 6 micron. After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying you're gonna feel blue, you're gonna feel sad. You'll miss the bestest pal, the boy you ever had.
Oh.
I'm not a big profile.
Is this my good side?
Well, no. It's all of it.
Do you have a good side?
Yeah, it's this side.
Do you really?
Yeah. That's the side with my dimple. I don't have a dimple on
You
this
don't
side.
have one on the other side?
No, this side sucks.